If you've ever been sat down like this on Breeze and thought, what did I do wrong? I've got some news for you. It may not be the enemy's aim is better than yours. It may be that you're peeking this map incorrectly. Let me show you how a Peak Immortal 2 player plays this map and wins ranked games. Let's go. The barrier drops, and this is how you clear a main. Pre-aim just through this box here and press your A key, swing out, expose this angle.
I got the spike.
On this, when you get to these barrels here, I would actually put my crosshair up just a little bit higher to account for the change in elevation. If you're worried that somebody took this timing, just put your crosshair up a little bit and swing on top of these barrels. Now, of course, they could be playing in front of them and lower, but honestly, if you're ever like worried about this, just put your crosshair up a little bit higher to account for the head height. Once we get to this part where they could be like full tucked here, all right, maybe just a little bit before, you can actually swing this in one motion without making any noise back towards the opening. There's actually a lot of angles you have to be aware of here. So this is one right here. That's a peek. So here's another one that you're going to want to peek. The next one over this side. I like to jiggle this one just because if there's like a chamber or a jet or somebody that can take advantage of playing on top of this box, you may see this in your ranked games, you may not. So this is the next peek that you want. This one's a little bit harder because these angles are so close to each other. If you're exposing like both of these at the same time, you may find it difficult to like know where to put your crosshair. You can see the edge of yellow just right here. So instead, you know, if you just barely come out and just expose this one and you see that yellow is hidden behind this wall, and then you can continue, press D and keep coming out and expose yellow here. Now when we're actually coming out into main, there's actually quite a few things you want to be aware of here. You're gonna have to be aware of this when you come out, all right, but then this one all the way in the corner, this is a very deep corner. You're gonna want to full expose this if you're ever worried about somebody playing close. If you're worried about the other side, you're gonna want to come from the far wall here, and you can clear pretty well onto this one. So going with a teammate, obviously making sure somebody's watching your back, that's always the best way to do this. I want you guys to see that sometimes it's not as clean as peeking every single angle one by one, but if you're aware of these common spots, it can sometimes lead to easy kills. Look at this guy. There's quite a few ways that you can go onto site, but I honestly think the best way to get onto the site is doing all of those peeks that I showed you. So it's here, 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 and here. All right, now you're coming out, you're clearing the left, and then you can look into a tunnel just a little bit here, and then you're gonna hard clear this one. All right, now when you come on, I like to go on the right side, and you go on to clear all the way up until back here. This is probably the most common position that a defender is gonna play. If you're hitting A site and there's nobody playing here, they're doing something wrong. So you need to be very aware of this. Keep your crosshair at head level. So when you're jiggling these, you're exposing the angles separately, right? So you're gonna wanna clear back here and then here on this side of the corner here, and then on the other side of yellow right here. This is one angle that you're gonna wanna be aware of, and then this is another one that you're gonna wanna be aware of all the way up to here. That was quite a few peeks. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. If you keep dying mid on Breeze, start clearing the angles like this. Be aware of the guy walking down tunnel. All right, I like to just get close to this wall here so you can tuck if needed. See how my crosshair like goes up diagonally just a little bit, just to account for this little change in elevation. When you're coming up to the doors to actually get through, you know, you don't want to come this way because then you're exposing yourself to multiple things at the same time. If you're like against this box for whatever reason, this is a very, very dangerous angle to be at. So let's hope you have a smoke mid and you don't have to worry about this. But if you don't, all right, then you're going to want to come up against this wall and start clearing the angles top mid. If you don't have a smoke, this is how you want to clear it. So you're jiggling top here, all right, jiggling top, and then you're jiggling the other side, all right, and you're jiggling because they could be standing right here against the wall lower, or they could be up here. Get the info with the jiggle, and then you adjust and you swing properly. You're clearing, you're just pressing your D key here, all right, and you're clearing, keeping your crosshair at head height all the way back here. Now, this is the difficult part, right? So at this point, you're fine, you're safe. Now you take a look at doors, you expose this one, all the way up here. You're coming out, you're holding like this, you're jiggling like this. This is an angle. So this is a deep corner that you're going to want to be aware of. This is pretty deep if somebody's sitting all the way here, but you actually have the advantage when you're clearing this side as an attacker. You can't see me at all?
No, I can't.
So you're coming up, you're jiggling, and then you're hard clearing this one. I can get a little bit closer to the wall so you're not going to die back here. This is very possible if you're swinging this that you're going to get shot from this point. So you can get a little bit closer. As long as you are ready for the swing, you have the advantage right here.
One's left, one's right.
I mean, I'm just not even gonna. Yeah. All right, let's all sprint on the beach.
Yeah, I'll work wall here.
One's gonna be flanked.
There should only be one.
You could probably just sit in.
This is another good one. This new corner, since Breeze got added back into the pool with the changes, this is a really interesting corner. I see a lot of defenders playing here. All you need to do to clear this properly is come up against this door and dedicated swing this. All right, it doesn't seem like it's that complicated, but it's actually not that scary here. Enemies on this side of the map can't see you if you swing this angle properly. Now, if you come out like this, okay, then obviously you're exposed at this point. So just make sure that you come up against the left side, all right, and they still can't see you when you're standing right here. Then you come up and swing this dedicated. All right, don't come out on the right side, expose yourself to all of these angles, and then have to worry about this. That's very dangerous. Then when you come out onto the site, you can re-clear yellow here. Make sure you're checking both sides of yellow. You're jiggling because they could be top or bottom at this point. Jiggle, get the info, and then adjust, and then come all the way out. Go to site and plant the bomb. On your B hits, pay attention. You can do this at almost full speed if you're holding shift and just jumping up. Dedicated swing this first angle. This is the first fight you're taking on B main a lot of the games that you're playing, a lot of the rounds that you're losing. So pay attention when you come out to this next one. This is a very common angle to swing. You want to be aware of this one, but also at the same time, you want to be aware of this. Jiggle and shoulder, and then adjust your crosshair accordingly. This is the next one that you're going to take. Boom, right here. I put my crosshair about here because they could also be on top of the wall. I don't find that ridiculous to play. So you come out and do this, and you're clearing all of these. This is the next one that defenders really like to play. Notice how focused I get when I'm peeking these angles one by one here in my ranked game. I take my time, each angle exposed, and then finally see them on the last one, get my kill, and get onto site. This is the next one that defenders like to play, is right back here. I'm only pressing my A key when I'm exposing all of these angles. So this is one right here. I've definitely seen people play in this corner before. It's not impossible. Don't neglect this angle, guys. All right, so you're coming out all the way here. This is another super common angle. If you don't have smokes, if you're lurking on this site, you need to be aware of this. Clear this properly. Now, this is a pivotal point in your B hit. All right, check this out. So there's actually quite a few things you're going to want to be aware of here when you're clearing this. This is a common angle that defenders play. All right, but then when you come out, you notice there's actually two corners here at the exact same time you're going to want to be aware of. Back up against one of these walls and dedicated swing this. All right, from this position, you will have the advantage on this guy tucked in this corner, and they can see you from here, but not all the way back here as well as you might think. The other side, all right, this is how I actually like to do it, is clear this one first, okay, and then come out and you clear this one. This, you will be able to see anybody tucked here, and you're not exposing yourself to the right side. This is very good. The problem with doing it out in the middle like this is you kind of expose yourself at the same time to both corners here. And the last angle that you're want to be aware of here is just coming out and like looking deep into tunnel, and then you can start exposing all of these ladder angles and backside, right? Finally, when you're like tucked from this angle, you just put your crosshair out in the open, take one here, you can keep looking. They can play pretty deep, all right, back here, so just make sure you're ready for that. You know, you don't actually see them on that ping if you're just clearing this, so just put your crosshair here a little bit, come all the way out. You can clear behind the box, you can go back side, you can hop up, you know how it goes past that. Yo, I hope you guys really enjoyed. Let me know if I missed anything or if you want to see anything else. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.
Okay, let's go.